Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. Apple's World of Gaming. Today we've got a new game for you and it is called Mini Airways. This is not by the same people that make Mini Metro and Mini Motorways. However, this appears to be a very fun game and quite enjoyable and quite challenging too. So this is currently in demo mode with a release looking to happen in Q3 of this year and an early access of this game hopefully coming out in May this year. So we've got our maps here. We've got London, we've got Tokyo, we've got Shanghai, we've got Dali, which is in China, we've got Beijing, and we have Washington. But for today we're going to use a single runway map. This is going to be London City Airport, so it's not Heathrow or Gatwick. And we're going to go through a few hints, tips and tricks on how to get the best out of this game. So here we've got a plane that is coming in, that is wanting to come into land. So what we do, we click on the plane and we drag it towards the runway. These planes want to take off, these colour planes. So what we do with them, we drag them up to the runway as well. We might send them around the back so there's no crashes. And then once they're in the air, then we can send them towards the colour that they are required to go to. Now that there's a bit of space here, we'll then send this one into land. We'll wait for this one to come in, and then it should flash 3 times. Go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that means that has left the runway and the next one can come into land. So this one will come in. Once that is done, we can then send our next ones out. As you can see here, our score currently is 2. That means we've had 1 successful landing and 1 successful takeoff. And then this is our day. Once this gets around to a full day, we get to choose some upgrades. If we click on here, we can pause it. You can also pause by pressing spacebar. You can play. You can also press play by pressing number 1, and double time, which you can do by pressing number 2. We might go through and do some double time just so we can speed up the game in this early part of it. So now that I've got a plane coming in this direction, I usually like to then send my planes in that direction. So it doesn't matter which way you actually send out the planes, they will still go regardless. It's more about your strategy. So this plane is going to come into land. So as you can see, this one has come into land from the right, whereas this one will come into land from the left, and everything is fine for both of them to do that. So this orange one, we're going to let that one fly out straight for a little bit. So it wraps around the yellow. Once the yellow lands, we'll send that up into the destination. Whereas this blue, we're going to get it to wrap around the bottom so that this one can safely land. And there is no conflicting between those two planes. Now that we've got a plane coming from this direction, we'll then send that red one out to the left. Here we've got our 3 upgrades. The airspace will increase the size of the airspace, which is actually quite handy. Probably don't need it just at this point in time. We got the waiting area and the expedite, which makes the aircraft turn faster. So we do need this one at some point, but the one we need most of all is the waiting area. So that opens up an extra slot down here for planes to be able to wait to take off. So this plane is going to come into landing, and while that's coming into landing, we have got plenty of time to send out a plane beforehand. We're going to get this one straight away on a path to landing, and because this is coming up from the bottom, I'm going to cheekily send this green one out, straight away head it up to the top, and then once it's clear of that flight path, we will then send it to its destination. A couple of things that I like to do, as soon as I see a plane come in, I try and get it to go on a flight path that I want, because usually they're coming in on an angle that's not the greatest. Whether that's actually into the runway or somewhere near the runway or just in a holding area, I make sure I try and do that straight away. Sometimes it's not possible when you've got 3 or 4 coming in at the same time. And whenever I have a plane that is leaving, that is taking off from the runway, I will try and make sure that I get it headed towards its destination straight away. As soon as it flashes white, we are allowed to choose a new flight path for it. So then I make it head towards that destination. When I get a new plane coming in and it's going near some of these, I'll try and push it around the back of a destination so that we know that there are going to be no conflicts and any crashes. So now we've got our expedite, our airspace, and this one here is a new upgrade. This is exit. This means it adds a second exit point, so I could choose from the first or second plane, whichever one I wanted to for those ones, which is actually very handy and is something we're going to do right now. Look there, we will send all 4 of these out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have these planes forming an orderly queue behind each other. We've got a new plane coming in and we want to send that in there. In fact, we're going to wait for this to flash 4 times. And then we get this red plane coming off. Again, we'll send it around the back, going in behind the queue of those planes there. And that'll head to its destination quite nicely. Once we get this one into land, we are going to send both the orange and the green ones out. And what I will do is I will send out the green one first, showing you that you can actually choose that one instead of the first one. And then we'll get the orange one out, get this one headed towards the runway. And then we'll get that orange one towards its destination. Once this lands, we'll get this next blue one out. That flashes a few times, and there we go. Do that, we'll send this orange one out. And even send this red one out to show you just how close you can run it with these planes. There we go. So that plane was very close to landing and we were still able to send another one out. So here we go, we've got the navigation waypoint. I'm not a big fan of this one. I haven't really got the best out of it. So what that'll do, it'll put a point on your map where you can send planes to, and they will automatically go in a direction of your choosing. A hold waypoint will put a point on the map where planes will go in a holding pattern in a circle around it, which can get pretty handy in kind of late game scenarios. At this point in time, I want another waiting area space because that's the most valuable to me. I'll do that one, get that new plane into land, and as that one's coming in this way, we'll send the orange out this way. Immediately send it straight up because we've got a plane heading in its direction. And once we've cleared that flight path, we will get that one going towards. So this plane here could have conflicted with that orange, but we'll get that around the back again, as we discussed previously. Quickly send that blue one out. And we've got to make sure that we don't send this plane into the edge of the airspace because that will end the game. We'll send this one up. This pink one here can go straight down. And looks like we've got some clear airspace there, so we'll send that one up. We might send this red one out for now because the orange one is over here and we've got 2 planes coming in this way. We'll let them land. And in fact, what we'll do, we'll just pause the game for a moment because as you can see here, we have a red circle starting to form around this yellow. This is our timer that if we don't get one of these planes out by the time that circle fills up, it is game over. That is because this plane is not on the waiting area. It only has a certain amount of time. It can stay out of the waiting area before it is game over. So we'll need to send this orange one out and wrap it around the bottom. Here we go. Once this plane comes into land, we'll get the next orange one out and do the exact same thing. Send this plane this way for a tick. Here we go. Give it everyone a bit of space. We might even send the blue one out cheekily. Look at that. Plenty of time. All right, so we might just do the hold waypoint just so I can show you what this does. So long press to place. Put that down there. There we go. So that means any plane that I send into there is just going to do a nice little loop in that pattern. Around there, we'll get the green one out. Wait for this one to land and then we'll get the yellow and the green one out because we'll have plenty of time before the next one comes to land. We might get that one sent out that way. So yellow goes up there, green goes up there. We'll get another yellow out because we've got plenty of time. It's never going to crash. Send this one upwards because we'll probably send that towards the holding pattern so we can show you how that works. Okay. you. There we go. And then we'll send this pink one out. As you see there, it would go in a nice little loop around there, but we don't need that anymore. So we'll send the orange out to its destination. We'll send the yellow out to its destination. Send that one up. We'll send you there. And once that one has landed, we will send the green one out to its destination, as that is up the top. Just waiting for that one to go. Thank you very much. We'll send you away. Our orange is now changed to this position here. So we're going to have to figure out what we do at this point in time. Let's have a look. Do we need another exit? Do we need another waiting area? Do we need to expedite? I would like to expedite so that we can get planes turning faster, even though we've got a bit of a waiting area issue at the moment. Get that one out. What we'll do, send that one up, and we'll send that one down. Okay, we'll let that one come in. Excellent, thank you. Get that one going in. We'll get the red going in around the top. Excellent, red goes around the top. Thank you. Get you going down around the bottom. Our timers are getting a little bit worrying at the moment, but that's okay. We're just showing you some of the tips for this game at this point in time. As you can see there, our timer just missed it. It was very, very close. I had actually put the next plane on the runway, but the timer decided to go out. So it's actually quite funny because but the timer is only half full, but it was actually the plane before it, because apparently I must have missed it by a millimeter or two. But anyway, that's the game. It's really, really fun, really very enjoyable and quite challenging. All the maps have different little challenges to them, so it's well worth checking them all out. And obviously there's going to be more coming up in the future. So if you liked what you saw today, please make sure you hit that like button. Let's try and get this up to 20 likes. I'd like to be doing some more games just like this for you guys. And please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those future videos. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've played this game, how you're going with it, and what other games you might like to see. And most importantly, make sure you have a wonderful day.